fine-tuning. Just where have you seen this defense maybe progress throughout the entire season now that we're at this point compared to where you were maybe in August?
Oh, I think, during probably every team in the country, right, is throughout the course of the season, you lose guys maybe to injuries or, a guy emerges and plays better than maybe you had anticipated him early in the season. And so, you just adapt throughout the season. Obviously, people study you and pick up on your tendencies, and so they start doing certain things to hurt that, and then you have to adapt and change. So guys have done a nice job of being fluid with the scheme and the roles they play within that.
You mentioned. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess how do you kind of see that cornerback spot going without Martin Emerson? Are you seeing DCAM kind of stepping in there?
Yeah, DCAM will be in there, and obviously, Martin missed almost the entire Kentucky game with that targeting call in the opening drive, and DCAM played the majority of the snaps. Obviously, Sias Furge, also a guy who's got game action between last year and this year, some significant number of snaps. So we feel good about three guys we can roll out there for sure.
I think it was after Forbes went down earlier this year, you kind of said that DCAM was a guy you expected to get some more reps as the season went on. Where have you kind of seen him progress from maybe where he was in August?
Oh, DCAM's he's done a nice job. I mean, obviously, we like to try to play Forbes and Emerson as many snaps as we could all year long, but frankly, it's not fair to those guys to expect them to play every single snap. And so between the Kentucky game, like I mentioned, and then opportunities to roll Furge and DCAM in there and get them just sort of take some off of Forbes and Emerson's leg in the season. They've got plenty of snaps. They know what they're doing.
Right. Martin, I think he ends his career with just one interception, but teams didn't really look his way all that often. What kind of made him so good and kind of can make him an NFL talent in the coming months?
Oh, he's got all the tools. I mean, I guarantee you, there's not many corners out there who just on the hoof look better than he does. It's hard to get interceptions when the ball doesn't come your way very often. I could have another one this year. It got negated by a penalty at the Memphis game. So, no, Martin's an NFL cornerback. He's certainly going to have every opportunity to have a long and successful career up at the next level.
I know you guys added a couple guys to the secondary in the early signing period. I think obviously you have a long way to go with the recruiting. But how do you feel like the secondary looks next year just without Emerson kind of in that territory? Do you feel like it kind of retooled a little bit?
Yeah, I think it's progressing nicely. Just to be safe, to make sure I don't break a NCAA rule that I don't know about, I'm going to go ahead and leave it right at that.
Preparing for this game, what are some of the things you're trying to focus on for going against a team like Texas Tech?
Incredibly explosive offense. The way the offense is operating, with the quarterback at the start of the last three games, a lot of explosive runs and passes showing up. I think we're going to have to. You can't sell out to stop the run and overload the box because they're way too talented on the outside and throw it too good they'll hurt you if you do that. And then obviously if you play too soft to coverage, they got no problem running it right down your throat. And so they move the ball on everyone. Heck, I think the last game of the year, right, a 3-point loss to the Big 12 champs, Baylor. They're a pretty good football team. So it has not been hard to get our guys' attention. Just turn on tape and very quickly they realized that we got quite the challenge ahead of us.
I know Texas Tech's leading receiver, Eric, he opted out of this game, but how do you view the rest of that room and obviously the challenge they might pose?
No, yeah, very, very capable, Obviously, they got a receiver out, and we got a corner out, so I'm sure both staffs would like to have both those guys playing in this one. But two tremendous players, and obviously they're getting ready for the next phase in their career. But they got plenty of guys who can take the top off and get wide open. So, like I said, we got ourselves a tough challenge ahead of us.
So who your kind of top three guys are at linebacker, but now without Aaron, who are maybe some other guys that kind of stepped up maybe in the last few weeks or through the season and kind of add some depth to that position.
Yeah, Deshaun Page should probably deserve more snaps this year than I got him, and that's my fault. But he'll certainly see increased action, and then young freshman Nick Mitchell and J.P. Purvis. You probably might see those two guys a little bit, and so it's a good opportunity. I mean, that's kind of the way Bogans have become a little bit. Is you kind of get a preview of spring practice and the guys you got to get ready to play next year, and it gets those guys some valuable experience and reps, and so this should be a good opportunity for us to get those guys in there.
You mentioned, during the course of the season, certain players kind of emerged that maybe you didn't initially expect to have bigger roles. Who are some of the players that you might look at and be like, yeah, they really stepped up this year, had a bigger role than maybe you expected in August or July?
Well, Jay Green played a whole lot of snaps for us, right? Obviously transferred in from Texas and kind of found his home in a safety position. But, to say a guy's going to come in and learn a new system and automatically get on the field, he played a lot of snaps for us, and obviously I hope he only gets better with more time in the system and more reps. And I'm, there's other guys I'm probably forgetting, but the defensive line, DeMonte Russell here has seen increased action here throughout the second half of the season. Wasn't able to play last year due to injury, and as he's gotten comfortable there, he's done some really nice things. So looking forward to watching him continue to progress in his career.
Memphis is a lot closer to Starkville than Lubbock. Are you and the team expecting a kind of a home field advantage going into this game?
Yeah, we sure hope so. If I'm not mistaken, I think last time we were up here, supposedly no cowbells were allowed, and hopefully we're bringing as many as possible.
With Emmanuel kind of off the field from a leadership side, what have you kind of seen from him that maybe he could take that next step and kind of fill in, that role that Martin might have had?
I think every player in our program respects Forbes just because of the way he goes about his work every single day. I mean, he's obviously a really talented player. His production proves that. But if you were to ask anyone at practice, he's probably one of the most competitive guys too. It don't matter if it's a random one-on-one rep on a Tuesday practice, or he's covering a kickoff in a special teams period. I mean, he wants to do the right thing, and anytime he's on the field, he wants to be one of the best players out there. And typically guys like that kind of earn the respect and admiration of their teammates. It's not hard for them to, even if they're not vocal guys, they naturally assume a leadership role.
One of the big narratives is Coach Leach going against a former team. A lot's changed in the Big 12. A lot of teams are steering away from that air raid offense that Coach Leach is so notorious for. But has there been any conversations from Coach Leach trying to give you some pointers as to what's still there at Texas Tech, what to be on the lookout for from a defensive perspective?
No, I got the best job in the world. Coach Leach, he just says, hey, you call whatever you think's best thing to give us a chance to win, and I'll leave you alone. So I got as good as it comes. But you still see a lot of air raid influence, at least in the passing attacks. But obviously that league has developed and changed. You're seeing a lot at Techie, right? You're seeing a lot more 12 personnel in the game and heavier sets to run the football, max protect, play action pass. Coach Cummings done a phenomenal job.
Most of the players had swapped jersey numbers today at practice, but was there kind of a method to that madness, or was it just like completely random players just choosing different guys?
Make it hard on the coaches to get on them because they don't know who's messing up on the play. Smart by them.